Downsizing is directed and written by Alexander Payne, the man behind Sideways and Descendants, and it stars Matt Damon, Christoph Waltz, and Chau. It takes place sometime in the future, where after a scientific discovery has changed the world, people can now shrink down and go live in different types of societies and combat world overpopulation. And we follow an occupational therapist that undergoes this procedure to be shrunken down to 4 inches, and he does so with the intent of trying to save the planet, but also in trying to afford a nice lifestyle at the same time. This film really is an interesting idea, but it tackles the subject matter in a very Alexander Payne type of way. This film is perfectly within his comfort zone. Immediately the character we follow, Matt Damon, he's your most mundane type of guy. He's kind, he's sweet, he's a married man with a nice wife, a nice house, but he wants something more. He has aspirations to want a better life and to being able to afford a better house, a better job, etc. And this is very within the style that Alexander Payne works with. He always has this audience type of character, so we can follow him or her into this new world and different types of situations, and he does so again with Matt Damon being shrunken down and finding this new society and the ways it all works, and that takes a little while. That is one of the problems I have with this film. Despite very good performances, being very funny at points and having its charm and a very interesting idea and an interesting world in all the ways it works, the film really does take a while to get going. At first you think it's starting to get going and it's only been about 20 minutes into the film, but then it's not really going. It takes another 40 minutes to really get going, to really get into the thick of the plot, to really get into the meat of the film. The trailers for Downsizing spoiled something that I will not spoil here, though I will say it happens very early on in the film, and the movie itself and also Matt Damon's character immediately forget about it and don't bring it up whatsoever. Christoph Waltz plays his neighbor, and he's one of the funniest characters in the film, one of the funniest aspects as a whole of the film. He's this aging party boy who's doing some contraband because his brother is still real size and now he's this small size, and he's doing some contraband of products. And in a conversation where he reveals this to Matt Damon's character, you really get what this movie is trying to say. This movie approaches social issues such as the way society works and the divides of the riches and how we treat different people. It doesn't matter if you may have a diploma, if you may have a degree, you are not necessarily going to get the job you want or the job you deserve. And on that front, the film certainly has something interesting to say and an interesting way of saying it. However, as I said, it takes a little too long to get going. The film is unnecessarily too long at 2 hours and 10 minutes, and you can see that Alexander Payne is as much in love with this world and this idea as he wants you to be. That at points costs him. The film is also very tone deaf at points, especially with Chau's character. She is wonderful as far as her performance is concerned. She is lovely, she is charming, she is funny, but also she is the heart of the movie. She is the emotional core, and she is used for the comic relief as well, and that sometimes creates a certain lack of balance that is felt throughout the whole film. Not going to get into details because I don't want to spoil anything, but about an half an hour until the end of this film, something is brought up. Something that has in a way been set up since the beginning, but something is brought up that is completely out of left field, it's completely tone deaf, did not fit the film whatsoever, and completely changed the mood and the atmosphere that the film created. Alexander Payne certainly is trying something unique here, and he is directing this film very well. The cinematography is very good as well. This film looks beautiful. The way society works is very interesting. The world itself is very interesting. Matt Damon, Christoph Waltz, Chau, and others give very good performances, and the characters themselves are charming. However, the way he goes about the story feels very imbalanced in terms of pacing, in terms of tone, and Payne doesn't really get anywhere with it all at the end. It's a clever idea that is not as clever in execution. I will say go at your own peril. Not something unwatchable, but not something that you must watch, and something that whether you watch or not, your heart will go on. What did you think of Downsizing, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Are you a fan of Alexander Payne? What is your favorite movie of his? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you had a very Merry Christmas and you are preparing for the New Year's, my beautiful geekies. Thank you so much for watching once more. You guys are the best. Still got a few more reviews until the end of the year, and then the top 10 best movies and the top 10 worst movies of the year, so we can start 2018 on the right foot. And so until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so we can be geeky united!